there was this understanding that we needed to shift in really short notice. Like we were all trying to figure out what this pandemic really was going to mean for us. And so it was all of a sudden really clear that we needed to close the building. And so how were we going to do that? And so it was a really fast move from in-person to virtual. One of the guiding principles we had early on was it was so important for us to find a way to be together and support one another and try to provide sort of a touchstone for everybody, a place to center or connect during the week. It was a challenge. It definitely was a challenge. And I think, again, part of it was, I think we all thought it was going to be a shorter window of time that we were doing it. So it was sort of like, okay, we can do this because we're just going to be doing this for a few months. And then it was like, we're going to be doing this for a while. So I think that, we had to realize that and realize we really needed to figure out how to do it in a sustainable way. I almost feel like it's a Venn diagram of people who came in person and now are Zooming, and people who only came in person, and we're not overlapping those circles as much as I wish we were, because we aren't all experiencing the pandemic in the same way, and we don't all have the same facility with technology or even access to it. So I'm grateful for the phone tree and the people who've been reaching out that way. And there's also been some of our online, small group ministries have continued to meet with their covenant groups. We've had a tremendous response to adult faith development as an online experience. I think that has been actually it's one of the silver linings, that people who might not have otherwise come to AFD have been able to access the classes online, and we've been able to share our programming with other congregations, and they have shared their adult faith development programming with us. So there's a lot of sharing of resources right now amongst UUs and other congregations, but also just across the world. There's a sharing of resources, which in some ways has been another silver lining of the pandemic, because we're able to share things and show things that we probably wouldn't have thought of doing or necessarily felt like it was part of worship or was worshipful as it feels for us now, because we do it every week. It definitely takes more than one person to do that. Like I count on Caroline to run the tech for chapel and faith development. And so she's, we've created a slide set, and she knows that we have a script, and she knows when she's supposed to show different hymns and visuals for that service. And then for the second service, the community worship service, Sean is definitely the head tech person for that service. He's working on training other folks. So Kelly Dryden's been really learning a lot about how to do that. Sean was very, very generous with his time early on, and I think he had multiple times during the week that he would do Zoom trainings to help people who want to learn, get their skills up there. Sean is doing tasks that were never originally part of his job description, because it wasn't part of what we needed our director of admin and finance to do. And he's had to really shift and pick up a whole load of understanding. And one of the things that's really nice about the Worship Weavers is it's continued to invite leadership within the congregation to emerge, for people to have a chance to be part of leading and planning worship and sharing their individual strengths and skills and voices. And it's really nice that we have such a mix of both longtime church members and younger folks, and even Haley, who grew up in the church and went off to college and has come back to Charlottesville and now is on the worship leading team. So it's really nice.